What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel for the first time. If you are new here, my name is Courtney Capano. I'm so excited to have you here for this video. So you clicked for a reason. As you can see by the title, this is a wedding essentials list, and I'm really gonna go through all the things that you should not forget on the day of your wedding. I did a video fairly recently that did pretty well. It seemed like it got a lot of traction, so clearly I know that weddings are top of mind for people this year now that we can have our weddings and celebrate, and so I wanna put out some more wedding content. And my wedding is in less than 3 weeks, and so this is basically the list that I put together that I'm gonna have with me. I put this list together based on research I've done, what people have told me I need for the big day, and just things that I have kind of thought in my own head would be super helpful for not only myself, but my ladies that are going to be there, and men, honestly. Some of these things will help the groom and groomsmen. So I am excited to get into this video, so let's do that. Also want to mention too, even if you are not getting married, or you're not engaged or whatever, but you are going to a wedding soon, this is a great video for you to help bring some of the things that your bride is going to need on the day of. So this essentials list is also for my gals that want to be prepared for their friends on their wedding day. So if I have any favorites in my essentials list, like certain products that I think you should definitely have, I will link them below, and I'll try to call it out when I go through the list. But just know that most of the things I'll mention you'll be able to find in your own research, but if there are specific ones that I recommend, they'll be linked below. As usual, this is in no particular order at all. It's just a list, and I'm gonna go through it. The first is lotion. So obviously, or maybe not obviously, for me anyway, when I go anywhere I bring lotion, especially in the summertime. Your skin gets so dehydrated and dry from the sun. You should always have lotion, but on your wedding day, absolutely. There's so many photos, and the photos are high quality, but they really capture everything. So if you have dry skin, flaky skin, if you have a summer wedding and your skin is kind of peeling, like, you just should be moisturizing all day long. So do not forget lotion. I know your venue may have lotion, but it's probably not like great quality. So I have my like Cetaphil lotion that I'm going to be bringing with me for my girls, and we're going to be good to go. So just don't forget your lotion that day, especially for photos. Like, you need it. Next is a comb. So this is kind of straightforward and simple, right? You guys are probably like, okay, obviously I know I need these things. Don't bring a brush, because most likely you're doing something with your hair that requires like curls or hairspray, and you should never brush through that. So just have like a nice thick comb. Wait, I'll show you mine. This type of comb is the best. It's like thicker bristles or whatever this is, that are really separated, because it just allows your hair to really become smooth when you comb it. I don't really know the logistics behind it. You can get this type of comb on Amazon or CVS. Again, I can try to link this specific one below. So speaking of hair products, so I have in here bobby pins and hairspray specifically. I actually think you should try to get, I gotta get this product on. Alright, usually I'm prepared with all my products, but I wasn't aware of how many like actual things I wanted to show you. But anyways, dry brushable styling hairspray. You want something that is not going to make your hair really stiff. You want it to be breathable, but still giving a strong hold. So do your research with hairspray, because it can make a difference, especially if you're going to be doing your hair early on and you want it to look good throughout the night. Like, you don't want a strong hairspray that's gonna get really crisp looking by the end of the night. And then, yeah, I mentioned bobby pins. You definitely want to have bobby pins always, especially if you're the bride. Like, just come through, have it for your girls, so there are no dilemmas. Tried like lowering that. I think that might be better. So I have Spanx in here. If you want to wear Spanx, it's up to you, obviously, but something to consider, just to make sure you're held in. I know when we had like our elopement ceremony last year, I wore a really thin like silk slip type of dress, and I wore Spanx because it just literally just showed everything. And again, you're taking so many photos on your wedding day. Like, this year my dress is much thicker of a material, so I'm not gonna wear Spanx. I just think, like, think about your dress, think about photos, and there's no shame in Spanx. Just here to remind you of that. I put in here shoes to change into if you want. I think that oftentimes brides like don't want to take their shoes off. They tell themselves they're not going to. They don't bring a change of shoes, and then you're so uncomfortable in your expensive, uncomfortable bridal shoes, and you wish you brought a change. So just bring a change of shoes, maybe a flatter pair, sandals, like something cute that you can change into, even if it's like the last hour of the night when you just want to be comfortable. Like, I'm actually battling with this right now because I would love to stay in my shoes all night, but they are not very comfortable. So I feel as though I'm gonna pack a cute little pair of something to change into. A steamer. So I will link below my favorite steamer. I've linked it in other videos. It's very affordable. It's a handheld small steamer, and it works wonders. It has never done me wrong. I had one this same kind for like 10 years, and I just recently literally got the same one again. Can't go wrong with a handheld steamer, and on your wedding day you should absolutely have it, not only for yourself and your girlfriends, but you might have a groomsman that forgot to get their suit pressed, or like did get it pressed but was rolling around in the grass before they get into the wedding. Like, I don't know. Also, your veil. So if you're choosing to have a veil, I am wearing a veil and I'm getting it pressed, but it could very well get a little bit wrinkled with travel to the wedding. I'm going to steam it, or have one of my maid of honors steam it while I'm getting ready, just to like get out the last minute crinkles in case they're looking a little crazy. I just definitely want my veil to look as crisp as possible, and you can do that with your steamer. Okay, so next is blotting wipes. This is like an absolute must. Honest to God, probably if I had to put a #1 item on my list, it would be this one, and it's just a game changer. So blotting wipes, if you haven't used them before, they essentially just absorb the oil off of your skin, especially when you're wearing makeup. They are just these little wipes, and I'm gonna link the kind that I use below. They're green tea blotting wipes, and you literally just blot them all over your face once you get a little bit sweaty, once your makeup just starts to melt off from dancing, having a good time at your wedding, or really any event you go to. You just blot your face and it looks so much better. It does not remove your makeup. A lot of people worry that it's gonna remove their makeup. It does not. There's a formula within these wipes that knows to only like extract oil from your face, and it just helps. Like for me, all like right here and on my forehead, it just gets shiny when I'm wearing makeup and I'm dancing and sweating and all that fun stuff. Blotting wipes, bring them. So next is champagne and snacks. So I mean, I think this should just be a no-brainer. It doesn't need to be a ton of champagne. You can definitely plan to have it be only like a glass a gal, or whatever you're comfortable with as far as like drinking before the ceremony, but have some champagne. Everyone should take the edge off, or wine, whatever you want. And then make sure you have snacks. I know for me, like, we're gonna be fed at the hotel when we're getting ready, and then we're gonna have food again when we're at the venue. I just think it's so important. You wanna make sure that all of your girls are eating well and having a glass of champagne, of course, but it can be really stressful for everybody. Like, it's gonna be really fun, obviously, but there is attention on the bridal party and all that good stuff, so you just wanna make sure everyone is nourished. What's next? Oh, I put steamer on here twice. That's funny. Don't forget your steamer. The next two are Advil and Tums. So if you're not an avid Tums consumer like myself, maybe you don't need Tums, but honestly, there's a good chance someone in your squad gets heartburn like I do, and you will be their saving grace if you give them Tums. And then Advil, honestly, even if it's just for yourself, like if you were planning to have like an after wedding party the next day, like a day after party, English, please, brides, grooms, whoever, take 2 Advil before bed. It will save you. I am gonna have it right by my little nightstand so that I know to take it at night so I feel good the next day. I put tampons on here. I am hopefully scheduled to not have my period that day, but you literally never know. And again, I've heard stories from other brides that didn't pack tampons, weren't prepared because their period wasn't supposed to happen. But again, like leading up to your wedding, regardless if you were the most chill person, like your body is just in a different mode, you're a little more stressed, like you could literally trigger yourself into getting your period. Like, it happens. Or your girlfriends might be thinking the same thing, I'm not getting my period, and then you save the day with your Tampax Plus, right? Okay, next is something that I learned from actually another YouTuber, and it is to bring eye drops on your wedding day. And I'm not a big eye drops person. Like, my eyes don't really get super dry. I don't have allergies bad. I never really have, but it is supposed to be really good. One, of course, if you were crying that day out of pure joy, hopefully. Eye drops are really good to help get rid of the redness in your eye. And again, photos look so good when the whites of your eyes are really white, and so eye drops are really good. I'm not going to suggest an eye drop brand because I don't want anyone coming for me. If it didn't work for you, I think you should do your research because there are a lot of eye drop brands out there and products out there. Do your research, see what irritates you, what is going to work best for you, all that good stuff, and pick whatever's going to be best for you. But eye drops is a suggestion that I have. And also with eye drops though, if you've never used them before, practice. Like get the eye drops at least 2-3 weeks ahead of time and just like practice using them at least twice to make sure you don't have any bad irritation. Also, that reminds me, this is such a random tip for you for your wedding that has nothing to do with this list, but whatever. If you were planning on doing eyelash extensions, like not fake lashes on the day of your wedding, but like eyelash extensions, like I have them on right now, you should not do it for the first time, like for your wedding, basically is what I'm saying. Last year, for a mini ceremony, I had never had lash extensions before, and I was going to just do it the day before the wedding at this company, and they were luckily like, please don't do that. This is the first time that you're getting this done, and you're gonna do it the day before your wedding. You might have a reaction, like don't do that. And I'm so glad I didn't. Luckily I get them done now. I've never had a bad reaction, but I'm just saying, if you're going to plan to get these lash extensions as opposed to having like your makeup done that day with mascara, test it out first. But that all being said, I think that lash extensions are a great option as opposed to like false lashes or mascara, because you can cry all you want on your wedding day and it won't matter. Moving on, so next is just touch-up makeup. So if you are getting ready at a hotel and then going to your venue, still bring touch-up makeup, of course, like to touch up your face. But also if you have like a photographer or videographer that is going to be there, you're gonna want clips or photos of your girlfriends like putting on your makeup or touching up your lipstick or doing whatever it might be. But that's just really special to kind of show them helping you get ready, which I'm sure they're going to be doing at the hotel, but now you can capture it in photos and videos to remember for years to come. So bring with you, you know, mascara, some lip gloss, some face makeup, whatever you want to touch up your face, but also to get those photos and videos. So next is definitely up there on my list with blotting wipes, and it is body tape. So this can come in handy in so many facets or ways or whatever. I want to explain like why I'm going to be using the body tape and then ways that you can use it. And I am going to link the kind that I use below. It's awesome. It's skin tape, so it will stay on you. I know some body tape works like regular tape, and when you get hot and your skin heats up or cools down, or you get sweaty and it gets moisturized, like it peels off. But this stuff is meant for body. So a big reason that you should have body tape is to hold your dress up in certain ways. And so one of the biggest things that happens to brides, my seamstress was actually telling me this, is that, you know, again, closer to the wedding, you can lose a little bit of weight. It happens very often, even if you're not trying to. It can just happen with a little bit of stress. You're just excited, like, you know, those feelings that you get. And us women, we can fluctuate so quickly. And so what happens with women, as most of you will probably know, is that you lose weight in your like breast area. And so body tape can help, like if you gap a little bit in your gown that was fitted for when you were a pound or two bigger. Like there is just those last minute changes that can happen to your body that you'll just need an easy quick fix to. And I'm literally speaking for myself. My dress right now fits me perfectly, but there are like two little weird gaps that happen because I have just lost a little bit of weight, and we're just fixing it with body tape because it's gonna be too crazy to bring the dress in right now. The same thing can happen with your girls, right? With bridesmaid dresses, chances are they aren't getting it tailored as close to the wedding because it's not their wedding. They got it done a few weeks ago, months, whatever, and they could lose weight too or whatever. And it's just helpful to have this tape to hold things in place so that we're all good to go and we're not worried about any situation. Similarly, another thing on my list is sticky boob. I don't know if there's a better word for it. They're like the chicken cutlet looking thing. Essentially sticky boobs, like you put them on, the kind that I'll link below. You put them on, they go like right over your nipple, and then you like lift this tape that's like attached to the top of it, and then you lift it, you essentially lift yourself and then tape it to your body, and it just gives you a little bit of perk. And even if you're like me, I don't like showing off cleavage. I didn't want to do something like this, but it doesn't even show it off. It just makes you look more I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, but I just think try it. If you're hesitant and you don't love the way maybe your dress is looking right now, like just try out the lift and pull chicken cutlet for lack of better terminology. Okay, so another tip is sweat wicking underwear. And this sounds funny maybe, I don't know, but it's helpful. Listen, hear me out. I had my dress on when I was getting my dress fitted, and I was in it for a longer period of time. I was kind of just hanging out with my seamstress for a bit, and I was in it longer than I had ever been in it before. And the temperature in the room was like fine, but I just felt myself starting to get warm, and I like felt myself starting to sweat, and I was like, whoa, I didn't ever picture myself feeling this warm in this gown because I had not worn it for that long of a period of time before. And so basically what I'm getting at is that you may sweat in your gown. Wedding dresses tend to be thick, especially if you're a summer wedding. And so the last thing you want is to be uncomfortable sweating in your dress. So get sweat wicking underwear. I found a few different brands online. There's honestly a ton, and I'm waiting for mine to come in. So I'm not gonna link one below because I never link anything unless I've tried it before. But Google it, see what will work for you. Get a nude color, ivory color that matches your dress, like whatever you want. You can get them in thong form, but it just will help to absorb any sweat that happens in your wedding gown. Maybe that's like not your vibe and you're just gonna rock out however you want to, but I think it can be really helpful. And you may not even know how hot you get in your dress because you haven't stayed in it for long enough, because why would you really? I was just like shooting the shit with my seamstress and I was like, whoa, I'm getting hot in here. So that's me helping you out. Or maybe you don't sweat, you only glisten, and you don't need this, but I for sure sweat. So next up is perfume. And I think, honestly, I've never heard of anyone talking about needing perfume on their wedding day, but I would definitely argue that you should absolutely wear perfume, and you should wear perfume that your husband or wife loves on you, or has a special memory for you, or is a perfume that you wear all the time. Like, don't forget that perfume that day. I personally always like associate the smell of something with a memory. Like if there was an important memory in my life, I usually have like a certain smell for it. And I don't know if that's weird, but I do think there's some sensory logic behind that. And I think sometimes when you're walking somewhere and you just get a smell of something, you're brought back to a memory, is basically what I'm saying. And so I think it's really beautiful that if there's like a smell that you wear always on date night with your partner, or a smell that's just always been yours, like wear it that day, because it'll just kind of give an aroma to the moment, and it'll really give your partner something to like remember and they'll think of when they, you know, smell you on date night. And so I love perfume, and I can't wait to wear my all-time favorite perfume that I have talked about before. I am gonna wear Dossier, and Dossier is the sponsor of this video, so thank you, Dossier. I would talk in length about this brand. I literally love it. I wear it all the time. My number one favorite scent is the Ambery Saffron. The bottles are so cute and really minimal, and that's kind of in line with their brand and concept. And so Dossier is a perfume brand that offers the fragrances of luxury high-end designer brands like Tom Ford, Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, at like a fraction of the price. None of their perfumes are over $50, and the quality is insane. It is just as good as the high-end companies, but they don't add that luxury tax to their products because it's actually ridiculous if you look into it. And the perfume is made the same. This is actually vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, and it's made really thoughtfully, much more eco-friendly and sustainable than a lot of the high-end designers and the products they offer. And so it's all I wear. Literally, Dossier has sent me a ton of their products, but I've had my friends buy from them. Jonathan loves them and has bought from them before, and they've sent Jonathan colognes. They have awesome colognes. I guarantee that if you love a certain high-end fragrance or designer brand, they probably have a scent offer that's very similar. And again, I don't really care that they kind of create dupes for these luxury brands, because they're not adding the taxes and they're just doing it more sustainably. So I love Dossier. I will continue to use them forever. It's awesome. It comes in this cute little package that opens, and the best part is that it comes with these little sampler tester tubes that are good for travel, and you can test out the product with the tester tube. If you don't like it, you can send it back free of charge. You'll get all of your money back, but I guarantee you will not return it because it's so good. So Dossier, thank you again for sponsoring me. I cannot wait to continue working with you and talking about you, because it's the best perfume I've ever used. So I will be bringing my Ambery Saffron on my wedding day. I will link dossier below, and I have a 10% discount code that I will put down below as well, so you can go shopping and save some money, and it's already so affordable. So all right, so next is handwritten notes, and I think this is so special and everyone should do it on their wedding day. I think that it doesn't have to be long. You can get a short stationery card. It can be literally a tiny little thing, but I think giving, whether it's your parents, whether it's your partner, your bridal party, groomsmen, whoever, the people in your life that you really want to express your love for that day, it does not have to just be your partner. And it's so special to give a handwritten note. It just allows time for pause. And again, I talked about this in great detail on the 10 things I wish to do before wedding planning video, and I've talked about it before, that I just think it's so important to have something handwritten to the people that you love, to allow a moment of like appreciation for them to be felt during that day, because it can be so crazy chaotic and it can go by so fast that it just also gives everyone something tangible to take home with them to hold the night in their hearts forever and on paper. I wrote on here, your dress. Actually, I do follow an influencer, Rachel's Good Eats. A lot of you may know of her, and she realized the day after her wedding that she forgot her veil. So it does happen. You can forget pivotal things because your mind is thinking honestly about a lot of the little things. So remember your veil, your dress, your everything, whatever it is, your garter if you're wearing that. Oh, I actually did write under here, tip, ask your venue if you can drop your dress, your bridal party's dress, your mother's dresses off at the venue at your rehearsal dinner to alleviate the stress of the morning of the wedding. I did write that down, and I do think that's a good tip. Unfortunately for us, our venue said no to that because it's kind of a liability. But anyways, you can certainly ask if they can do that, because it is one less thing to have to bring with you the day of the wedding if you are having it at like a venue. Next is vow books. And so whether you are writing your own vows, you're doing traditional vows, you're writing your vows the day of your wedding, which I commend the people that can do that. I absolutely could not. So I just think it's awesome, regardless of your situation with vows, to have really nice vow books. One, so the photographer or videographer can capture them, make them unique to you. You can put your date on them, your names, you can make them personalized in whatever way is fun for you and really speaks to your relationship and what you're vowing to each other. I think it's really cool to capture that. I definitely think even if you're going to use like a piece of paper to read your vows when you're up at the altar or arbor or whatever, still have them written down in a nice book that you can save, is my 2 cents and advice, even if you're not going to be reading from a book when you're up there. Like, I know some people prefer paper or they don't want to read anything at all, but definitely if you are not reading off something for your vows, still write them on something and savor them forever, because there's a good chance you're not going to remember everything that you said, and it would be nice to go back and look at them later on with your partner. So vow books, remember those. Next, kind of similarly, is your invitations. So I think people often forget to bring a copy of their invitations to the wedding, because I know for me, I definitely want a photo of my invitations with our rings on them, or just a photo of our invitations or video of our invitations. I'm really proud of how our invitations came out, and we did a personalized like map of our relationship on them. It was really simple, really sweet, all hand drawn, like watercolors, really cool. I also, on that note, would suggest you to find local vendors, which we pretty much went local with all of our vendors, and a lot of them were not vendors I had really heard of or seen on social media. Like, I wanted to just kind of go more small and find people through my own network. And so this invitation company had never done anything like what I just mentioned for invitations, and we really challenged them, and they were so proud of how they came out. And I will eventually show some pictures of those maybe in future videos. But anyways, bring your invitations, capture them, and have your videographer or photographer take professional photos or videos of your invitations that day, so that you have them forever. Okay, only 2 more. I didn't realize that I was already done, and they're kind of just weird random ones to end on, but again, no order of this list. The first one, which I think I actually already mentioned, maybe I didn't, is just stain remover or Tide to Go. Please do not forget on your wedding day, stain remover of some sort, or ask. Also, that's another thing too, with anything on this list that you're like, oh my god, I can't worry about that the day of, like, ask someone to be responsible for bringing the bobby pins, bringing the hairspray, the lotion. Like, your people are there to help you, just like you would do for them on their day. Like, ask people to bring stuff if you don't want to deal with it. But anyways, The next thing on my list is Tide to Go, or just any sort of stain remover. Tide to Go to me is the best because it's the only kind that is easily usable when you're traveling that does not stain anything. So Tide to Go is just such a must. Have it on hand all day when you're getting ready, and you will be a lifesaver. Or again, ask someone to bring it. You can also use soda water or white wine to remove certain stains, especially if you spill red wine on yourself. Use white wine to try to clean it up. Just some fun party tips for your wedding day, but have a Tide to Go stick or two also. And then last on my list is a portable speaker, and this is not for the wedding. Hopefully you have an amp and much louder speakers that are going to be playing your music at your ceremony and reception, but a portable speaker is really important for when you're getting ready. And I'm actually going to link below a wedding playlist that I put together. It is Apple Music. I'm sorry, I'm eventually going to switch to Spotify, but you can even just look at it and then take some of the songs if you'd like. I'm a big playlist gal, and so I curated what I think is a pretty wonderful wedding morning playlist that I'm going to have playing while I'm getting ready with my girlfriends and my mom, my mother-in-law, flower girl. I'm just really excited for that. So have a speaker that you can use to play your music. I know a lot of hotels oftentimes have speakers you can use, but just good to have one just to make sure. And it'll be good for the after party also if that's necessary for you. But yes, I will link that playlist below, and that is last on my list. Really jumbled, crazy list, but I'm just trying to help anyone out there that is planning a wedding or just wants to learn about what are some things that you need on your big day. So yeah, that's my list, and I really hope that it was helpful. I know it was really crazy jumbled, but I wanted to just throw it together, be organic, not have it be super organized, which I don't even know how I would have organized it. Maybe all the beauty products in one space, but that's just how I roll around here. And if you had fun and if you found this helpful and you want to see more videos, please stick around, please subscribe, hit the little bell so you're notified whenever I post new content, and like this video, give it a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. Say hello in the comments. I love when I meet you guys. In my last few videos, I've been meeting so many more of you. It's my favorite part about all of this. Again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of my content, I post lifestyle, health, beauty, wellness, vlogs. Like, I'm really just kind of figuring out what this channel is and just taking you along my life and sharing tips that I learn along the way. So if that sounds good to you, please hang out with me. There's going to be more wedding stuff coming. Again, getting married soon. I'm going to be posting all about that. We're honeymooning in Greece. I'm going to be documenting that for my own memory and for you guys in case you're thinking about Mykonos, Santorini for a honeymoon. I will give you the lowdown. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you soon.